was a big weekend for football fans here in New York. The Jets finally end their 8-game losing streak with a win over the Pittsburgh Steelers of all things. I mean, really, who saw this coming?
Who would have seen this coming from a mile away? No one, right? Meanwhile, the Giants, they got beat up by the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks. Joining us to talk about both games is Mike Bako, sports editor for the Daily National. Good morning to you.
Mike.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so let's get right into the Jets, first of all. Okay, Jets beat the Steelers. Who would have seen that coming? Then after the game, Michael Vick says, look, if I'd been the starter from day one, I could have won more games. Does Michael have a point or no?
He has a very, very small point, but when you're talking about the difference between what Geno can do and what Michael Vick can do, it's not like Vick went out there and was gangbusters. Yes, he had that long 67-yard touchdown pass. The rest of his numbers pretty pedestrian. He didn't turn the ball over like Geno had done on multiple times over multiple games. So, yes, 1-2 more wins possibly for the Jets, but you know what? If you're a Jet fan, you want to see this go completely down in flames. You want to see Rex go. You want to see Itzik go. You want to see them get a good draft pick, and you want to see some semblance of rebuilding with the Jets, not this false hope.
I mean, it really was a matter of false hope because, you know, Rex comes out of the game and he's like, these are my guys, this is it, now we've got some momentum. Okay, It's one victory against the Steelers, granted, but was it really that the Jets won so much as the Steelers lost this game?
I think it's a combination. I definitely think in that first quarter, the Jets came out, played their game. As I said, they had the long pass by Vick, but Roethlisberger, on that last interception that he had about 15 seconds to throw the ball, and then he lobbed it. It wasn't as if the Jets were in his face the entire game, causing these turnovers. It was as much on Ben as it was on the Jets.
So the bottom line here is that this win doesn't change anything.
It doesn't.
So the fire Itzik plane and the sign, that's not going away.
We can celebrate today, though. We can enjoy this moment for right
Nothing
now,
changes.
and that's it.
Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about the Giants, okay, facing the Seahawks. And look, they were in this game right up to the half. They were looking really good, and then there was the interception, and the momentum just like went poof.
Boom.
And that's what happens in that stadium, the loudest stadium, really one of the true home field advantages. And like you said, after Eli had that interception, ground and pound the entire game. Anytime you give up 350 yards rushing to the entire team, you're not going to have much of a chance. But even at that 17-17 mark, they're driving. It's a little bit of false hope. The Seahawks really were playing their game, just ground and pound the entire time. Russell Wilson didn't have a really big game, but the Giants defense had no answers whatsoever.
I mean, what we're looking at here is 4 straight losses. Yeah. At this point, is there hope for the Giants? Wrap it up for us. Is there hope for the Giants? Is there hope for the Jets at all at this point,
Absolutely
Mike?
No hope for the Jets. Some hope for the Giants. If they run the table, they've been known to do it in the past, but there's just too much competition, too many teams bunched together in the NFC for them to do it. I think they're looking at the playoffs from the outside instead of inside.
All right, Mike Bako, good seeing you in.
Good seeing you.
All right, and by the way, you want to talk more about this game, talk to us on social media because we're all going back and forth on it.
I want to hear it. I'm hearing it right now.
PIX11.com, also head there as well. All right, moving on now, 621, and pro ballers get help from the best trade